Excuse me. I had a phone call. Welcome back to something I have not done in probably about 2 or 3 months. This is episode 3. This is the return of Nick Lenz's DVD review. This is episode 3. And this is the long-awaited return for this one. I've been busy doing other things. And this one, it's one I've been saying I've been trying to do since episode 1. I would do this. I was going to do this episode 2, but I didn't watch the video. I didn't watch the movie. I didn't watch it Carrie. And now, the moment I've been waiting for, Friday the 13th, Part 2. And it's here as well. It's this part right here. Now the disc is, just a second, little side thing, some of these, that's the disc. Let's see, yeah, that's the disc. Now, the whole gist of this movie is that it's Jason Voorhees' first official appearance in the series, though he did make an appearance in the previous movie as sort of a hallucination. Though this is the second actor in the movie who actually played him, though he's playing him as an adult, not as a little kid, with what he kind of looked like he was a child. The movie starts 2 months after the events of the first movie, where the sole survivor is at home. Well, it doesn't show her yet. First, it shows a little boy. Well, first thing they show, and they do this in pretty much almost every single movie in all the sequels, they show a flashback to the previous movie by using stock footage from the previous movie. In this one, they show the last 2 minutes, where you see, I think her name was Alice, from the first movie, where they had her basically meeting Pamela. They show like a little brief flashback, like sort of like reminiscent from the first movie, kind of in a way. And then they show like the last couple minutes, which they show her decapitating Pamela Voorhees' head from the movie. In this movie, it picks up 2 months later. It starts off with a little boy singing "Itsy Bitsy Little Spider," and he's basically walking the side of a sidewalk across the street from his house. He's like "Itsy Bitsy Spider," something like that. And he is having one foot in a puddle of water the whole time. And he's like, I don't know, he's doing this probably about close to about 2 minutes. I'd say about 1 minute, and then his mother calls him back inside, and she's insisting on it. And then of course you see a guy walking across the street. And then you finally see Alice, the survivor from the first movie, who basically just has a dream from the events of the previous movie, which I explained, which is basically a nightmare to her, and she's wearing a different outfit than she went to when she last made appearance. She just runs around her house, takes a shower. Well, first talks to her mother, then she has a shower. This particular scene is completely pointless. It's a boring scene to watch. If you're watching this movie, you're probably thinking, I mean, it takes probably about 15 minutes just for the first kill to happen in the movie. I mean, you're sitting there waiting for a kill. I mean, this is probably the most boringest scene in the movie. And she just walks around her house. I have no idea how old Alice is. She's probably 18. I have no idea. And then, all of a sudden, she apparently gets another phone call after she has her shower. And it's like nobody. And of course, she's wearing a bathrobe at the time. Then she goes in the kitchen. She runs, of course, right into her cat. And then she opens the fridge and gives the cat something to eat. And then there's a head in her fridge. I have no idea. I think this is probably Pamela. It's not Pamela Voorhees. I have no idea who this is. It's implied that it's possibly her mother. And then, bam, she gets killed when she's stabbed in the head with a screwdriver. Yeah. Then they show the opening titles, which is pretty much the same music from the first movie. Except they just break some glass and everything blows up, and all of a sudden there's part 2. Okay? And then the movie officially begins 5 years later. Yeah, 5 years later. People are coming to camp. These 2 kids, basically, these 2 teenagers, I don't want to say kids, they talk on the phone. They're trying to get, figure out where this camp is. It's not Crystal Lake, though. They do mention it in the movie. They don't actually see the camp. it's mentioned like 2 or 3 times. You see a sign, and they say, "Oh, it's Camp Blood," because it happened in the first movie. And the events of the first movie are mentioned on and off. Heck, they even have a full story basically reminiscing from the first movie. And, well, of course, the second kill doesn't happen much later. But they do bring back one character from the previous movie, besides Alice. Crazy Ralph. Yeah, they brought him back. And he's in the movie for probably about 5-10 minutes. And then he gets killed off at the 30-minute mark when he gets strangled by barbed wire. Yeah. Then, of course, it takes a while for more kills to happen. Yeah, I believe this was the one basically where it is. Let me think. I believe that the next kill didn't happen for a while. Of course, the two teenagers who seem to be getting they wander off the camp. They're barely into the camp. We're probably about maybe less than 2 feet inside. They're barely just 2 feet behind the no trespassing sign, and they find a dead animal, and then they're brought back to their camp by a sheriff's deputy. Okay. So far, this movie started very dull. Yes. I mean, yes, you gotta see Crazy Ralph die. Okay. His death was unexpected. But Alice's death, I'm not surprised when she got killed, because I'm sure Jason Voorhees wanted to kill her as revenge for killing his mother in the first movie. That I can accept. But killing Crazy Ralph... Okay, you bring him back from the movie, and then you kill him off. Makes no sense. Okay, you wait a while, and then this guy called Scott, who is a pervert who likes to basically try and peek on this girl named Terry. Yeah, her name is Terry. And when she dies later on in the movie, her body is never found. At all. Nope. Her body is never found. They did recover most of the other bodies, but not hers. And of course, then later on in the movies are killing off the characters one by one. Yeah, and of course, the guy in the wheelchair is probably one of the first people who get killed. He gets killed by having a hatchet thrown in his face. And he rolls down some stairs. I'm like, okay, he's gonna have sex, and then they kill him off, and less than 2 minutes later, they kill off the woman who's gonna have sex with him. Before they die, first he kills this character Scott. Yeah, his name is Scott. Yeah, I actually remember most of the characters' names in the movie, unlike the first movie. I can barely remember who's in it. He gets caught in some trap. He's hung upside down. Of course, he took Terry's clothes, and of course he gave back her pants, and then he took her short. She wears like no freaking underwear. I'm not kidding. She wears no freaking underwear. There's like one woman in this entire movie who wears a bra, and it's one of the girls get killed off. She isn't wearing underwear at all. I have no idea why they decided to have this for. Let's see, what else? Let me think. Hey. Oh, yes. After he's hung upside down, that's when Terry goes to get some kind of knife to cut him down. Jason comes along, slits his throat while he's upside down. This kind of happened in the next movie as well, but I'm not really getting into that. Pretty much. And then, not long after discovering his body, Terry is apparently killed off-screen. Okay? Yeah, it's one of the very few off-screen deaths that's ever seen in the series. They did the same thing in the first movie as well, where they kill off the annoying guy who was annoying for like 2 minutes, and then he gets killed off-screen, and it's implied that he's killed later on. Yeah. And then, let's see. Of course, not many people die in this movie. There's like 9 people. You got 2 more people die than the first movie. And of course, later on, they got more bodies coming up. And then, of course, they kill off the 2 characters. He kills 2 at once by killing him with a frickin' spear. He takes the spear upstairs. While they're having sex, they're already butt naked. And the guy's on top of the girl. And she sees Voorhees. And she just whacks right through them and kills him instantly. First time ever see a double death in one movie. I think this does happen in other movies, but I don't really remember. I haven't got that far yet. Let me think. And those 2 are the last 2 deaths in the movie. Oh, I almost forgot. The sheriff's deputy gets killed off. I actually like his death the best. He gets killed off when he finds Jason Voorhees' shack. in the middle of the woods. He finds a shack, and he somehow discovers Pamela Voorhees' head, though it's not seen earlier on in the movie. Then he gets stabbed. Of course, he had to go. He's another victim. I do like his death. His death comes completely out of nowhere, and he gets killed off. Okay, but that's like third or fourth death. Excuse me. But after the two teenagers who are upstairs getting sex, after they die, there are no more deaths at all in the entire movie. Though Paul, who was actually the camp director, and Jenny, who's the assistant, they come back to camp after going to a bar. Yeah, they go to a bar. Of course, the other camp counselors there. No one else happens to them. They just don't show up in the movie again. They go around the camp. She discovers blood upstairs. Of course, the bodies have moved. Of course, Jason Voorhees always moves the body someplace. And this is something that this is kind of thing happens in the third movie as well. The women are this Jenny is written like a complete idiot. I mean, there's a dead body at the door. Okay, you can step over the body. Really? I think it's the character Scott. Yeah, I think it's him. His body is like right in front of the door. She can easily just jump over the body. Instead, she decided to jump out a freaking window. Yeah, while Jason Voorhees trying to chase her around the place. And of course, it's implied that he tries to kill Paul, and obviously he survives. Yeah. And they fight like twice. Though the first time was actually a really good fight. Second time was wimpy. I give it that much. Yeah, and of course he chases her to a shack, and then she just discovers. Then they finally show Pamela Voorhees' head, for the first time they get to show this since the previous movie. And then she puts on they put on Pamela Voorhees' sweater, who is probably not been washed in probably 5 years since her death. Then she just moves her hair around, trying to match the head as best as possible. She tries to kill Voorhees with a hatchet, though she does later get him. And then, of course, Paul comes back. Surprise! Paul's back. They fight. This fight is terrible. They just struggle here and there. At least the first fight was actually a lot better. Yeah, I give credit for that much. And then she just hits him with the machete. It goes like right through his frickin' shoulder. Okay, that's something. That's a bit unusual, but okay. But then afterwards, she takes off his mask. Of course, his face is not seen at all. Then she's like, she wants to take off the mask. Paul wants to leave, but she wants to take the mask. Okay. I don't think he has a problem with that. He takes the mask like, good God. She's like, good God. Disgusting. Like they're like shocked what he looks like in his mask. Then just on their back. And then, of course, she's got like a cut in her leg. Then she's trying to get some. He's basically trying to help her. Oh, early on in the movie, they had sex. But yet they survived. Go figure. Then apparently, Jason Voorhees gets out and he jumps through a window without his mask on. Of course, it's like a couple like plot holes here. Like one part is shown with a beard, another part is shown without a beard. It's a bit confusing. And then they don't say what happened to Paul. She's like, "Where's Paul? Where's Paul?" And she's strapped to a gurney, and she's never seen again. Okay. I mean, of all things, this is probably the most dumbest ending to the movie series. Of all the ending, first movie's ending was really good. This one was terrible. I mean, my God. I mean, I don't know what the writers were thinking for this movie. I mean, I do give credit for that much. The deaths are really original. I do credit for that much. The deaths were good. The two fights. The first fight was good, that Paul has with Jason Voorhees. The second fight was terrible. And it didn't feel as though the movie gave a lot of resolution. At all. Okay? Yeah. Excuse me. It didn't feel as though basically the movie gave me a lot of resolution. So basically, oh, does he use his axe? Let me think. Of all the deaths he has in the movie, nope, he does not use his axe. So basically, this is basically false advertising. He does not use the axe at all. A lot of the time, he uses his freaking machete or a pickaxe. Yeah, he actually uses a pickaxe to try to kill Jenny in the movie. So basically, I give this movie a 3 out of 5. Good deaths, terrible ending for a movie. Though the sequels get a lot better. But this is probably one of the first 4 movies. This is probably the weakest of the first 4 movies. And yet, the beginning was why I take it 2 stars. One thing, actually, this is maybe I don't know, maybe 6 out of 10. Okay, it had a boring beginning, and the ending was terrible. Let's see. Oh, yes. I do give credit the deaths were good in this movie, but the death of Ralph, Crazy Ralph, I have no idea why he killed them all 4. There was no reason why they killed them all 4. There was no reason. And yet they killed him off. What was the other reason? There was another one. What's the extra star? You know what? 7 out of 10. First movie is 10 out of 10 because it's the original movie. This one, 6 out of 10. Would I say watch it? Yes. Because it throws the movie series. Okay? Okay? Next one. That one. See you all in the next video. Bye.